What happened? It's not coming today? Where is Ryan Prabhu?
He's arrived, Prabhu. He's arrived from outside. Now he's take a shower.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you are at home today?
What, Prabhu? Sorry?
You are in your place today, not in the temple?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
We are home right now.
Oh, very good. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we start. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitanyena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sagana Ragunatam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakavitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Sapta Kanchana Gorange Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakapatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So we are welcome to today's section. Quickly, can we remind ourselves what we done yesterday? Something?
It's about sign of victory, Prabhuji.
Okay. Can you give us some of the sign of the victory?
Oh, like the emblem of Hanuman flag.
Oh, good. That's very nice. Yes. Any other one?
Yeah, we discussed that Krishna is called Madhava,
Madhava, yeah.
which means the goddess of fortune. And Prabhupada explains that also whenever there's Krishna, there's victory.
Very good. Because the husband, whenever there is the husband of goddess of fortune will be there. So surely there will be victory. Thank you, Prabhu. More?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, we discussed that Lord Krishna is Bhakta Vasala.
Yes, very good.
And yes, we also discussed about the surrender mood of Srivas Thakur. So we ended in that. How can we apply this mood in Srivas Thakur? Have if you're entering Grihasha ashram, like for example, most of us are in Grihasha ashram, so and not being spiritual bypassing at the same time. So yeah, Hare Krishna.
That's a very nice one. Although I gave the example of Srivas Thakur, I also gave example of Vasudev Datta also. Vasudev. Did you hear that? The network was breaking yesterday, so maybe you didn't hear that. Did you get that, the Vasudev?
No,
Yes,
we didn't
Prabhu.
hear it.
If you can,
Yes.
Tell us.
Yeah, I promise I'm going to talk about the Vasudev aspect today. Because the Shivas mood were very, very high advanced devotees. We cannot imitate that. It's very, very high. Okay? Many devotees, they try that. Towards the end of their life, they start blaming Krishna. Oh, ISKCON cheated me. ISKCON wasted my life. ISKCON, they gave all the excuse about ISKCON. Okay? So that is a very high. Okay? So let me give example of the Vasudev. Vasudev also is a very pure devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every year, all the devotees from Bengal, we go to visit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. So Vasudev is one of them who will follow the devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally pointed Vasudev out, and he told Shivananda Singh, because Shivananda Singh is the one in charge of the devotees, the one taking care of them, is the one arranging transportation, like movement, taking care of them along the way, arranging accommodation, food. Is like the pilgrimage manager. So he's very good. He's a manager, good manager. So this particular year, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Shivananda Singh, he said, Shivananda Singh, please, Vasudev is my pure devotee of Krishna. And Vasudev is a Grihastha. He has a pure heart, so he doesn't keep for tomorrow. Whatever he gets in a day, he spends all. Please, I want you to help me manage his finance. Because he's a Grihastha, so he has to keep some money for tomorrow. Please help me take care of him. Okay? So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us as a Grihastha, at least we have to think about tomorrow. Okay? A Sannyasi and a Brahmachari, they don't need to think about tomorrow. Okay? Whatever they get, they should spend. Actually, if a Brahmachari or Sannyasi if they are keeping anything, they are in Maya. But a Grihastha must prepare for tomorrow. Very, very important. Okay? So that is the mood of the one that I say I'm going to talk about Vasudev. So did you get the balance aspect now? Not only Shiva's aspect, because that is very, very high. Ashaya Mataji, did you get that?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much for sharing that. It was very inspiring. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Okay, so let's continue today. So yesterday we stopped at 127, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhu. Arjuna is about to speak about not fighting. He became compassionate.
Very good. So because we are going to be speaking today, Arjuna reason for not fighting. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to summarize the Arjuna reason of not fighting. We will discuss that. Then we will read the Bhagavad Gita verse and purports together, wherever we are able to reach. And now, please write it down. As an assignment that I'm giving you for weekend, on Monday, that is what we are going to start with. Please pick your pen and paper, write the assignment down. Weekend assignment. Are you with me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
So,
Prabhu.
so the assignment is, although we are going to
Yes,
discuss.
Prabhu.
Yes, today we are going to discuss Arjuna reason for not fighting. You have to tell me which particular verse the particular reason is mentioned. So you tell me, you write down on Monday, first thing we're going to do is you tell me where the reason for not fighting is mentioned. Arjuna's reason for not fighting is mentioned. You say, okay, in chapter 1, there's 20, compassion, whatever. Like, whatever reason we are going to discuss now. Okay. So we're going to continue like that. So in the surrender unto me, it is mentioned that Arjuna's 5 reasons for not fighting. Arjuna's 5 reasons not to fight. Arjuna's 5 reasons not to fight. Okay. Beginning with verse 28, Arjuna asks, as we describe his reason. Oh, sorry. Some 1 minute. Some mistake there.
With verse 28.
Yeah, I'm coming. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Are you seeing my screen now?
No.
No.
Okay, let me use my mystic power. So that the screen will appear. Okay, are you seeing my screen now?
Yes, we see it.
That is the power of tech. So beginning with verse 28, Arjuna will describe his reason not to fight, and Krishna will reject them all. Okay? Beginning with verse 8, Arjuna will describe his reasons not to fight, and Krishna will reject them all. 5 reasons not to fight. Number 1, compassion. Arjuna saw all his relatives, his brother, grandfather, teacher. Arjuna, as a devotee, Prabhupada described many places in the purport, became compassionate. Why should we kill them? They are our relatives, family. No, we should not kill them. So Arjuna has deep compassion for those he is about to kill. He doesn't want to kill his loved one. That is one reason. Now we are going to discuss all the reasons, and your own assignment is to tell us where they are found. I hope we get that point. Okay. The second reason is enjoyment. Okay. Arjuna said, if we kill all these people, who are we going to enjoy them with? Okay. Who are we going to enjoy them with? Huh? So this is a less noble reason. Arjuna knows it will be impossible for him to enjoy the kingdom if it is won at cost of lives of his family. If we kill them, who are we going to enjoy them with? So there's a Krishna, there's no need to kill them. Let's just forgive them and walk away. Okay? He was telling Krishna. Then the third reason is fear of sinful reaction. Krishna, if we kill these people, we will cause sin. Killing family, relatives, killing one teacher, especially the elders. Oh, no. Arjuna Krishna. So Arjuna thinks that the enjoyment of royal happiness is not worth the suffering he will have to undergo as a sinful reaction for destroying the family and killing his superiors. So this is another reason not to fight. Okay. Then the third reason, the fourth one is sinful destruction of family, Kulashraya. With the death of so many great Kshatriyas, irreligion will flourish and the women will be unprotected and corrupted by unscrupulous men. Therefore, society will be overrun by unwanted progeny. The traditional Vedic ritual will no longer be performed because no one will be qualified to perform them. And thus, hell will wait both the family and the destroyer of the family. This is another reason Arjuna gave. So actually, Arjuna was speaking from a Dharma Shastra. Okay. Even though there is a proper, when we come there, we will discuss more in the purport. Let me leave it now. Also, in this reason, also, we are going to discuss about, when Prabhupada mentioned about women are less intelligent. We are going to discuss all these things. There's going to be very, very nice exercise on that. Some people have taken this out of context and challenged Prabhupada, in that way. So we are going to discuss all these points. Okay. Then number 5. Oh, where is number 5? I've thrown it away. Okay. Number 5 reason. So the 5th reason for not to fight is what? Indecision. Arjuna is not convinced which is better, conquering his enemy or being conquered by them. The kingdom is flourishing under the Rhodan rule. So why should they fight only to take over the kingdom for themselves? He wonder whether millions of people should die just to enthrone him and his family. Arjuna is soft-hearted, compassionate, and logical. He knows Shastra, his culture, and intelligence. Because of these qualities, his heart broke when he saw his friend and relative ready to fight. It's like, Krishna, Duryodhana is not doing bad in terms of managing the kingdom. So why should we fight? Why should we kill them? Let it continue. There's no need. Oh. So Arjuna was not convinced. Indecision. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada the key. Yeah. So that is it for the PowerPoint. Now we are going to be reading from the book itself. Prabhupada's the text and the purport. Okay. Then we'll talk more about that. And as we are discussing also, if there's any comments, contribution along the way, or question, always raise your hand by using the emoji. Okay. Okay. Arjuna Uvacha. Is the letter is it bold enough for you to see? Are you seeing the letters boldly?
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Arjuna Uvacha. Dristramam Swajana Krishnam Yuyosum Samupastitam Siddhanti Mamagatrani Mukam Cha Parishushanti. You can recite also behind your mic without owning your mic. Because these shlokas are very beautiful and purifying. Okay. Arjuna Uvacha Distramam Swajanam Krishnam Yuyosum Samupastitam Siddhanti Mamagatrani Mukam Cha Parishushanti. Translation. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. You know, I gave you people assignment before we start. You know, so sometimes I don't like to be wicked, actually. I'm a very, I don't like to praise myself, but those who are very smart and intelligent, as we are reading now, they will try to decode and try to take notes. Then you don't need to do extra work. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I'm just saying it. Okay. I'm not supposed to say it. I will just allow you to absorb yourself in hearing the verse and purpose, and you go and do the hard work later. But I'm saying it. Okay, it's all right. I've said it. Okay, it's okay. Okay, let's go. So Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, see my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit. I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. Purport. I want someone to read. Please unmute yourself and challenge to read the purport.
Okay, Prabhu. Any man who has genuine devotion to the Lord has all the good qualities which are found in godly persons or in the demigods, whereas the non-devotee, however advanced he may be in material qualifications by education and culture, lacks in good qualities. As such, Arjuna, just after seeing his kinsmen, friends, and relatives on the battlefield, was at once overwhelmed by compassion for them who had so decided to fight amongst themselves. As far as his soldiers were concerned, he was sympathetic from the beginning, but he felt compassion even for the soldiers of the opposite party, foreseeing their imminent death. And while he was so thinking, the limbs of his body began to quiver, and his mouth became dry. He was more or less astonished to see their fighting spirit. Practically the whole community, all blood relatives of Arjuna, had come to fight with him. This overwhelmed a kind devotee like Arjuna. Although it is not mentioned here, still one can easily imagine that not only were Arjuna bodily limbs quivering and his mouth drying up, but he was also crying out of compassion. Such symptoms in Arjuna were not due to weakness, but to his soft heart, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. It is said, therefore,
Yasti Bhakti Bhagavati Aki Chana Sarvai Gunais Tatra Samasate Suraha Aroba Bhaktasya Kuto Mahaguna Manorate Na Santi Davato Bahi.
Okay. One who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigods. But one who is not a devotee of the Lord has only material qualification that are of little value. This is because he is hovering on the mental plane and is certain to be attracted by the glaring material energy. Bhagavad Gita 5.18.
Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18.12.
Thank you. So here you see in the purport, Prabhupada is saying, Arjuna just seen their eagerness to fight. Even though because Prabhupada is describing here the pure quality of Arjuna, as a devotee, he's feeling compassion for, how will I kill my relative just for this mundane thing, for kingdom? But looking on the other side, see the eagerness of his relative, ready to kill them. Arjuna was crying in his heart. You know, this devotee, very soft-hearted. Devotees they are soft-hearted. So here it's mentioned clearly why Arjuna, is feeling this. So I'm not going to say more because I've given some assignment. Let's continue reading. We get more as we go. There's so much to talk about today. So and also we are supposed to finish up to 47, 46. I don't know whether we'll be able to finish it, but let's try. Okay, the next verse, 29. Bepastu Sharire Mero Jayate Gandivam Sramsate Astat Twakchaiva Paridayate. Translation: my whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on hand, my bow Gadiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. Purport. Someone read.
Yes, Prabhu. There are two kinds of trembling of the body and two kinds of standings of the hair on end. Such phenomena occur either in great spiritual ecstasy or out of great fear under material conditions. There is no fear in transcendental realization. Arjuna's symptoms in this situation are out of material fear, namely loss of life. This is evident from the symptoms also. He became so impatient that his famous bow Gandiva was slipping from his hands, and because his heart was burning within him, he was feeling a burning sensation of the skin. All these are due to a material conception of life.
See, this is a very, very important point. Arjuna is very proud of his Gandiva bow. To the extent that, whenever the Kshatriya, once they finish their training, they will take a vow. So the vow of Arjuna is that whoever tells him to give up his Gandiva bow is going to cut off the head of the person. So there was a particular pastime on the 17th day of the war. The same bow that Arjuna is trying to drop now out of compassion. On the 17th day of the war, Karna started creating havoc on the battlefield. At that time, Bhishma already dropped, Drona already dropped. So Karna took in charge, became the commander-in-chief. So on that 17th day of the war, Karna was creating havoc to the extent that he pushed Yudhishthira out of the war. Then Arjuna came to face Karna. So they fought very fiercely in a serious battle. So to the extent that Krishna and Arjuna have to come to take rest. So when they were coming, Yudhishthira Maharaj was thinking maybe they already killed Karna. So he was very happy. Oh, now this Karna that is creating so much havoc is dead. You know, it was happy in his mind. Then when he asked Arjuna, what happened? Have you finished Karna? He said, no. Oh, he became very angry. He said, why? Then why can't you just give that your Gandiva bow to Keshava? Why can't you give it to him? Give it. Why are you holding the Gandiva bow? You should give it to Krishna. Arjuna became very angry. Immediately he removed his sword because he has taken a vow. Whoever asked him to give up his Gandiva bowl, he will behead the person. So immediately he removed his sword and he was going toward Yudhishthira. And Krishna asked him, where are you going? What are you doing, Arjun? He said, I have to kill Yudhishthira. Why? Because I've taken a vow. Whoever asked me to drop my Gandiva bow, I'm going to behead the person's head. Oh, Krishna say, you want to kill Yudhishthira, your brother? Say, how will I fulfill my vow, Krishna? The Krishna said, okay, calm down. Okay. Because Yudhishthira Maharaj is your elder brother, so the only way you can kill him without killing his physical body is to insult him. Because according to the culture, Vedic culture, now Vaishnava etiquette, to insult an elderly person is equal to killing the person. When you insult your elder, it's as equal to killing the elder. Okay. So he told him to insult Yudhishthira Maharaj. So all the anger in Arjuna came out. Is that they're insulting Yudhishthira Maharaj? You see, because of you, you are so addicted to gambling. We lost we lost this, we lost that. He called him you. He was using you because to use you to your head, it's very insulting. Say you, because of you, this, that. We lost our Draupadi was insulted. We lost our this, we lost that, just because of you. After insulting him, then Yudhishthira became despondent. Become disappointed, and his head was down. Then Arjuna now he wanted to remove his sword again. Then Krishna said, "Then what again?" He said, "I have to kill myself because I've insulted my elder. So if you insult your elder, you cannot live. It's very bad. So now I have to kill myself. Again, the etiquette to insult the elder." So Krishna told him, "You cannot commit suicide. It's not recommended in the scripture for one to commit suicide. You cannot kill yourself. If you commit suicide, you are going to hell. So there's another way to do that. If you want to kill yourself, you have to sing your own praises. You sing your glories. So it's as equal to killing yourself." Then Arjuna has to kill himself like that. Because of me, we do this. We conquered we collect so much wealth. We did that. We do this. I was like this. I was like that. He was glorifying himself so much. After doing that, then Krishna says, "So, are you okay now?" "Thank you, Krishna." So Arjuna has to praise. So it is mentioned in the scripture, singing your own praises or glorifying yourself is as equal to killing yourself. So that is the point. So, but the point here is that in this particular verse, Arjuna is dropping his Gandiva, the same body Gandiva that he has vowed that no one will ask him to drop. But because of compassion, he's dropping the Gandiva. So that is the point. Krishna is, Prabhupada say, he mentioned here, This is evident from the other symptoms also. He became so impatient that his famous bow, Gandiva, was slipping from his hand. Just imagine. The famous bow, Gandiva, was slipping from his hand. Same Arjun, who was taking a vow that whoever asked him to drop the vow, the Gandiva, he will remove the person's head. So to show you is Arjuna's art at this point on the battlefield. So let's continue to the next verse. Okay. Okay. Are you seeing my screen now? Nacha shakno miyabastatum brahmati vachame mana nimitani chapashyami viparitani keshava. I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune, O Krishna, killer of Keshri demon. Purport.
Prabhuji, I want to read.
Please go ahead, Mata.
Due to his impatience, Arjuna was unable to stay on the battlefield, and he was forgetting himself on account of his weakness of his mind. Excessive attachment for material things puts a man in such a bewildering condition of hesitance. Bayam ditiyam binibista taha sat. Bhagavad Gita, Canto 11, Text 237. Such fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium take place in persons who are too affected by material conditions. Arjuna envisions only painful reverse in the battlefield. He would not be happy even by gaining victory over the foe. The words nimittani, viparitani are significant. When a man sees only frustration in his expectations, he thinks, why am I here? Everyone is interested in himself and his own welfare. No one is interested in the Supreme Self. Arjuna is showing ignorance of his real self-interest by Krishna's will. One's real self-interest lies in Vishnu or Krishna. The conditioned soul forgets this and therefore suffers material pains. Arjuna thought that his victory in the battle would only be a cause of limitation for him.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So Arjuna is not seeing any hope in pursuing the battle. Why am I here? Prabhupada said in the purport. Krishna, why am I here? To kill my relatives? Oh, I don't think this is good, Krishna. I don't want to do this. So he's not seeing any way out. So he's becoming bewildered now. Like Prabhupada mentioned, Krishna bewildered him and now put him in a position to be in the mode of ignorance for our own benefit, so that Krishna can remove this illusion in the future and give us this transcendental knowledge. It's very, very important for us, actually, because if not for that, today we will not have Bhagavad Gita. So thank you to Arjuna, okay, for being in that situation. Okay, so now we go to the next test, that is 31. Then there is a purport for that. 31. Then there's Prabhupada's commentary for that. Quotes. Then we will read Prabhupada quotes together. Nachashreyanupashyami atva samjanaha have nakashe vijayam Krishna nacharajam sukhanicha. Translation. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle. Nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. So Arjuna is not seeing any way out in this battle. Huh? My dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. Nothing good will come from this battle. Arjuna is like is teaching Krishna about Dharma, Dharma. Okay? Purport.
Okay, purport. Without knowing that one's self-interest is in Vishnu or Krishna, conditioned souls are attracted by bodily relationships, hoping to be happy in such situations. In such a blind conception of life, they forget even the causes of material happiness. Arjuna appears to have even forgotten the moral codes for a Kshatriya. It is said that two kinds of men, namely the Kshatriyas who dies directly in front of the battlefield under Krishna's personal orders, and the person in the renounced order of life who is absolutely devoted to spiritual culture, are eligible to enter into the sun globe, which is so powerful and dazzling. Arjuna is reluctant even to kill his enemies, let alone his relatives. He thinks that by killing his kinsman, there would be no happiness in this life, and therefore he is not willing to fight, just as a person who does not feel hunger is not inclined to cook. He has now decided to go into the forest and live a secluded life in frustration. But as a Kshatriya, he requires a kingdom for his subsistence, because the Kshatriyas cannot engage themselves in any other occupation. But Arjuna has no kingdom. Arjuna's sole opportunity for gaining a kingdom lies in fighting with his cousins and brothers and reclaiming the kingdom inherited from his father, which he does not like to do. Therefore, he considers himself fit to go to the forest to live a secluded life of prostration.
See, Prabhupada mentioned it there. To live a secluded life of frustration. How will it be peaceful in the forest? Yeah, Prabhupada is saying a secluded life of frustration. You will not be peaceful in the forest. It will not. Because it's a Kshatriya. So he needs a kingdom to rule. Now, but Arjuna, because he's a pure devotee of Krishna, he doesn't care for anything in this material world. And that is why it's very, very important for us, unless we come to the level of detachment, that is the beginning of real knowledge. Until we come to that point, when everything in this material world has no meaning again, then we'll not get real knowledge. And this is what happened to Arjuna. Now Arjuna has reached that point. He's not interested in fighting. We know Arjuna to be a very violent, very wonderful warrior, strong, very, very perfect person. Is the best of the Kshatriya, is the best in the whole world, Arjuna. If there was a particular Ekalavya, who was from a low class, who decided to learn from Dronacharya, but because he's from a low class Shudra family, Dronacharya said, I will not teach him. He will not teach him. Because of that, he went into the forest and he modeled Dronacharya's image and started learning in front of Dronacharya's image. And he became better than Arjuna in using arrows. So one day when Dronacharya and all his students went to the forest, so their dog, stray away. And when Kalavya saw this dog, he was able to shoot his arrow to sew the mouth of the dog. So when the dog came back to where the Dronacharya and his student were, and they saw that, he said, oh, Arjuna said, this is a very wonderful feat, that this person must be even more expert than him. He was glorifying the way this person was able to use his arrow. So then when they traced this dog, where the dog was shot, they now find a Kalavya. And then when they saw that, and he told him, how did you learn the art of fighting? He said, from you, my Guru Maharaj. How? I didn't teach you. He said, because I modeled your to show you the power of how we can connect with our guru through their picture. Okay, when we have strong faith in the guru. When you have strong faith in the guru, through his picture, you can be empowered. Okay? You can get all the blessing you need. You see that Prabhupada moti you see in the temple, you can get the blessing from him, you can get the Shakti to achieve whatever you need to achieve in the spiritual life from that moti you are seeing. So this is what happened. He said, yeah, I learned in front of your deity, my Lord. So, okay, show me. And he showed his picture where every day we offer flowers, we worship before we start learning and start training. Oh, and already Dronacharya loved Arjuna so much that he has promised that he will be the best of his students. So in order to discourage Ekalavya, say, okay, now that you have learned from me, you have to give me Guru Dakshina. Say, yes, whatever you desire from him, Guru Maharaj, I'm going to give you. So you give me the thumb, your thumb. And with that thumb, you cannot shoot arrow. It's what you use for drawing the arrow. So immediately he gave to Dronacharya, then no one to challenge Arjuna. Okay? So you can understand. So Arjuna, being the best archer in the world, now, due to compassion, seeing his family member and all these people in front of him, the same Arjuna is saying, I want to go to the forest to meditate. A Kshatriya cannot sit peacefully in the forest to meditate. Just like a Vaishya cannot sit peacefully in the forest to meditate. You cannot. Just imagine a businessman sitting in the forest. He will just be calculating money. He will take his calculator. How much will this tree cost? Okay, this tree, if I cut this one, how much? All his mind will be ringing money. So, same thing with Kshatriya. Only a Brahmana can sit peacefully and will not see money in the forest or see animal to chase after to kill in the forest. But a Kshatriya, there was one time in my country, there was one devotee, very funny devotee. So he has been hearing that somebody has to go and meditate in the forest. So he said, all these devotees, they are just disturbing my life. I'm supposed to be a pure devotee by now. I'm going to the forest to meditate, I don't want to stay among these devotees again. I'm going to the forest. And all the devotees, they gave their blessing to him. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, please go to the forest and meditate. So he left that evening to go to the forest. So when he got to the forest, so the following day, the early morning Magalati time, he was the first person was banging on the door. They should open the door for him to come inside. And the devotee was saying, who's the person that's knocking early in the morning? Was knocking. They opened the door, it was the one. He said, please open the door, please. Thank you. Like, what happened, Prabhuji? We thought you said you are going to the forest to meditate. He said, yes. I was going to forest to meditate. But when I was in the forest, I could not sit peacefully because I was hearing different noises. Just imagine you are in the forest at night and you sit down under a tree and you want to meditate and you are hearing some strange noises and you cannot even detect which one is the lion voice, which one is the jackass, or which of the animals that are about to eat you up. Then you quickly run to climb the tree and stay on top of the tree, hearing the noise. Your mind will not be peaceful to meditate. Hearing all these noises, you cannot sit peacefully to meditate. So that was the situation. So Arjuna, being a Kshatriya, he was telling Krishna, better to go and meditate than to kill my family. And Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, what kind of meditation is he going to be doing there? He's going to be frustrated. You're going to be frustrated. How can you be meditating when you are living your duty? Sometimes we devotees will do that. Oh, I have so much trouble from devotees. I want to go, far away from devotees and this, that. You're just going to face your mind. Your mind is going to disturb you and beat you well. It will beat you. Your mind is going to disturb you. When you stay around devotee, at least, you'll be by engaging devotional service, you'll be deriving some pleasure. But when you're alone with your mind, oh my Krishna, then you will know what your mind is made up of. Huh? So it's better to tolerate, stay among devotees, engage in devotional service, than thinking that by going away from devotee, we're going to do better. It's not true. It never happened. Once you go away far from the devotees, your mind will deal with you. Then you will realize the importance of staying among devotees. Okay? So let's continue. Yes. So the next is test number. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let's read the Prabhupada's quotes first. There's a quote I want us to read. Okay. After the 31. Okay, after 31.
Yeah, we are 32 to 35.
We are supposed to read 32 to 35, huh?
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
we have read 31.
Yes,
Okay, okay. So let's read Prabhupada's quotes. Yes, thank you. So he's going to read this Prabhupada's quote directly from Prabhupada. Prabhupada giving lecture. No wasting of time. Opportunity to read Prabhupada's quotes.
I read
Okay,
it, Prabhu.
Yes.
Okay, go, mother.
Material fear, material conception of life. So here the problem is what is Shreyas? What is ultimate good? That is mistaken here. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavad Gita is required. He is thinking Krishna is not so important. My family is important. My family. Although he is devotee, therefore Kanishta Adhikari in the lower stage of devotee, in the lower state of devotion. One may be interested in Krishna consciousness, but his real interest is how to improve this material life. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 31, London, July 24, 1973.
So Prabhupada is saying here, that is the consciousness of a neophyte. Krishna is not very important. My family, my material, my relatives. So he's putting important to all these things. So that is a kanista mentality. Okay, so let's continue. Kim no rajena govinda, kim bogai jivete nasva, yeshamarte kashitam no, rajambogam sukanicha, tam ime vasita yude, pranaptaktva dananicha, achaya pitara putras, taiva cha pitamaha, matula swashura pautra, chaila sambadinastata, Itanana atum ichami, grantopi madhusudana, apitailo kyarajyasya, etokim nugnai krite, niatya dastarasramna, kapritisya janandana. Translation. Oh Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, were not those for those we may desire them and now array on this battlefield. O Madhusudana, when teacher, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-laws, father-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and property and standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in the exchange for the 3 words, let alone this earth. What pleasure we will derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? This another point is pointed to one of the assignments. I don't need to mention it. You are there. It's left for you to decode. So now let's go to the purport.
Okay, Prabhu. Arjuna has addressed Lord Krishna as Govinda because Krishna is the object of all pleasures for cows in the senses. By using this significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna senses, but Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, automatically our own senses are satisfied. Materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, and he wants God's to be the order supplier for such satisfaction. The Lord will satisfy the senses of living entities as much as they deserve, but not to the extent that they may covet. But when one takes the opposite way, namely, when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of the living entity are satisfied. Arjuna's deep affection for community and family members is exhibited here, partly due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. Everyone wants to show his opulence to friends and relatives. But Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed on the battlefield and he will be unable to share his opulence after victory. This is a typical calculation of material life. The transcendental life, however, is different since a devotee wants to satisfy the desires of the Lord. He can, Lord willing, accept all kinds of opulence for the service of the Lord. And if the Lord is not willing, he should not accept a parting. Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives. And if there were any need to kill them, he desired that Krishna kill them personally. At this point, he did not know what Krishna had already killed them before their coming into the battlefield, and that he was only to become an instrument for Krishna. This fact is disclosed in following chapters. As natural devotee of the Lord, Arjuna did not like to retaliate against his miscreant cousins, but it was the Lord's plan that they should all be killed. The devotee of the Lord does not retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee by the miscreant. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuse no one who has done harm to his devotees. Therefore, the Lord was determined to kill the miscreant, although Arjuna wanted to excuse them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Yeah. So you can see here that Arjuna, as he reaches a stage, is indirectly telling Krishna, see, what is the use of trying to use me to kill these people? Just kill them yourself. because generally, when you have money and you build a very beautiful house, you have a very nice sport car like Lamborghini, Bugatti, or whatever the name, you have a very nice, expensive car. You want to show off to your family, like, oh, see my car, see my house. But in this case, Krishna wants him to kill all his family. Then who is he going to make sure to, when all of them they are dead? So he's telling Krishna, what is the use of killing them? If I kill them, then the kingdom I'm fighting for, then there's nobody to enjoy it with. So Krishna, I think you should why you want to engage me? Just do this yourself, So this is the discussion that is going on, It's very nice. So later on, we are going to hear the reply of Krishna. It's very wonderful. I'm not going to talk about it now because Krishna actually The first reply of Krishna is, he called Arjuna a fool. So you are a fool. Although you think you are a very knowledgeable person, you are a stupid person. There's a particular verse. I'm not going to, if you know it, it's okay, but I'm not going to mention it now. Okay. Let's continue. The next one. Oh, somebody want to tell me which verse Krishna called Arjuna a fool? Somebody know? By chance, you know? You're not going to find it in chapter 1. That one I'm very sure. Okay. Okay, we'll come there. Don't worry. Let's continue. Papa eva shraya smana twaita matatayina tasmanar vayamatum dastarastam sabadavam swajanam ikatam atwa sukina shamamadavam. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of the Sarastra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Arjuna is asking Krishna all these questions. Purport, somebody should read.
I read it, Prabhu.
Yeah, please go ahead.
According to the Vedic injunctions, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. 1, a poison giver. 2, one who sets fire to the house. 3, one who attacks the deadly weapons with deadly weapons. 4, one who plunders riches. 5, one who occupies another's land. And 6, one who kidnaps a wife. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. Such killing of aggressors is quite befitting any ordinary man. But Arjuna was not an ordinary person. He was saintly by character, and therefore he wanted to deal with them in saintliness. This kind of saintliness, however, is not for a Kshatriya. Although a responsible man in the administration of a state is required to be saintly, he should not be cowardly. For example, Lord Rama was so saintly that people even now are anxious to live in the kingdom of Lord Rama, Rama Raja. But Lord Rama never showed any cowardice. Ravana was an aggressor against Rama because Ravana kidnapped Rama's wife, Sita. But Lord Rama gave him sufficient lessons unparalleled in the history of the world. In Arjuna's case, however, one should consider the special type of aggressor, namely his own grandfather, own teacher, friends, sons, grandsons, etc. Because of them, Arjuna, though, thought that he should not take the severe step necessary against ordinary aggressors. Besides that, saintly persons are advised to forgive. Such injunctions for saintly persons are more important than any political emergency. Arjuna considered that rather than kill his own kinsmen for political reasons, it would be better to forgive them on grounds of religion and saintly behavior. He did not, therefore, consider such killing profitable simply for the for the matter of temporary bodily happiness. After all, kingdoms and pleasures derived therefrom are not permanent. So why should he risk his life and eternal salvation by killing his own kinsmen? Arjuna's addressing of Krishna as Madhava, or the husband of the goddess of fortune, is also significant in this connection. He wanted to point out to Krishna that as the husband of the goddess of fortune, he should not induce Arjuna to take up a matter which would ultimately bring about misfortune. Krishna, however, never brings misfortune to anyone, to say nothing of his devotees.
The Papa is saying here, Arjuna is saying, Krishna, you are Madhava. Why do you want to bring this misfortune? You're supposed to be the husband of the fortune, goddess of fortune. Like Krishna, Arjuna was like calling Krishna that name because of that. Now, very funny, eh? And also in the beginning, you see, Arjuna says, since we overcome us if we slay such aggressors. The Prabhupada in the beginning mentioned all the 6 kinds of aggressors, and the Durodan and his brother, they have committed all this. Number 1, poison giver. When Bhima was small,
Yes.
Durodan, Ashaya Mataji, she's very eager to tell us the Mahabharata. tell us the first time, because your voice came out.
Oh,
Want to
sorry,
tell us?
Oh, so when actually when Bhima and Duryodhana was young, he actually poisoned Bhima through a food, a porridge, and then he threw him in the river. And he thought he actually killed him, but actually he actually made Bhima stronger. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Thank you very much. So yeah, he put, because Bhima like cake, so he make a very nice cake, and he poisoned the cake, and he gave the cake to Bhima. So Bhima took the cake, because Bhima loved food so much actually. So he took the cake, and he fell unconscious, you know, and they threw him all in with his brother, because Bhima used to give them trouble so much actually when they were small. When the 100 son of this Rasa would be playing, they will climb up top of a tree. So when they are playing on the tree, Bhima is so powerful. Bhima will be shaking the tree, and they will be falling like mangoes, because Bhima is so powerful. So he will be shaking the trees, and those sons will be falling like mangoes. So they hate Bhima so much. They have so much hatred for him because he's so powerful. So that's why they were planning to kill him right from the beginning. So he poisoned the cake. They threw him inside the ocean. So the snake who saw Bhima, who was supposed to be attacking Bhima, actually, as they were biting Bhima, the snake poison, the poison of the snake was neutralizing the poison of the cake. So it made Bhima become conscious again. So Bhima now fought them. And then finally they went to the king of the snake, and they even gave him even more power. That's how Bhima became even more powerful. And he got the power of 10,000 elephants. You can imagine what it means. You cannot even imagine what it means when they say somebody has a power of 10,000 elephants. You just need to observe one elephant. If one elephant is in your mad elephant is in your environment, try to observe. When somebody has such 10,000 of such elephants power, you cannot imagine what it means. It's very, very powerful. Very powerful. So that is number one. Number two, they build a house make of lac, flammable objects, and they put them there to kill them. But Vidura, their uncle, gave them the info, and also when they, according to other commentators, it's mentioned that when they enter the house, Nakul, is this one of the you know what gecko? You know what they call what gecko? The elephant, the lizard that used to crawl in your room.
Yes, it's very big.
Yeah.
They have that in Braj.
Yeah, yes. It's called what gecko. And in the eastern part of the world, I don't know about America or Europe, but in India, they used to make noise loudly. They call them tick tick, because even here also, I used to hear their tick tick noise here in Philippines.
Yes.
Yeah.
We call it here tuko.
Tuko. So in India, they call it tick tick. They call it tick tick. So Nakul Osa, they know the science of tick tick. So immediately they got to that house of lac, according to the number of the time it make noise, will determine the information that is passing to you. Like you hear tick, 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 tick. Maybe it make noise like 2 times or 3 times. You'll be counting it. So according to the number of noise it makes, you can, so you can, okay, it's telling me that somebody is hiding there. Oh, this house is going to burn at this also time of the month, like that. So one of them knew that science, according to other commentators. So like that, and also by the mercy of their uncle, so they were able to build a tunnel to escape. So they escaped that fire, the house set by fire. Then deadly weapons, many times they did that, they attacked them, plundered their riches. They played gamble and took all their riches, their land and everything, the land, occupied their land. Then the last one was Draupadi. They dragged Draupadi to the assembly, insulted her. So they committed all this. So according to Artha Shastra, you are supposed to kill anyone who performed this. So, but according to Dharma Shastra, Arjuna is quoting Dharma Shastra here, that we should forgive them, even though they have committed such aggressors. Actually, in the beginning of ISKCON, this particular point has created a big problem for us, for the movement. During the time of, I don't know, maybe you heard about Hidananda Swami, they call him Bhakti Pad then, you know. So he had problem because of this particular verse, of if somebody commits an aggressor, take your wife, you kill him. So a disciple follow this instruction without hearing the other side of the instruction, that you cannot do that in the age of Kali, you know. If you do that, police will come after you, you know. So a disciple followed the instruction and he did that. And they asked him, who asked you to do that? He pointed to his guru. And that's how they lock up his guru in the cell. So we have to be very careful so that we don't misinterpret the scripture and put our organization into trouble. So here we can see in the purport, Prabhupada clearly explained, devotees are always forgiving. So Arjuna is in such mood also. You know, even though the Pandavas have done all this aggression to them, still is willing not to kill them even though Krishna desire to do so. We want them to do so in the future, not because of this aggression, but because of other reasons. So we should not misinterpret and misuse this part of the scripture. We have to be very, very careful. Okay? So let's continue. Any comments or question?
No questions so far from.
Okay. Yasha Masaya, want to say something?
In the verse, it's mentioned that, Arjuna is trying to say that we should be saintly and be forgiving. But what would be the test of our forgiveness? How can we forgive? Is it based on this? So like, if it's mentioned on the 3 aggressors, so on the 6th one, so it means we can forgive?
I didn't get your point. You say what?
How can we really forgive someone? Like, as Arjuna mentioned, like, a saintly person should be very forgiving. So that was my question. Thank you.
How can we forgive? That is a very big question. Because forgiveness means forgiveness. Forgive. To forgive. Forgive means somebody has offended you, you forgive them.
Like here in the scripture, Prabhuji, it's mentioned the 6th aggressor. If they committed the 6th aggression, can we still forgive them? That
is why I'm saying that for this aggression, we cannot follow them because there is a law in the land. Okay? So we are not supposed to take laws into our hands regarding these aggressions. You get my point? So you will not say, okay, because somebody has taken my wife now, hey, let me go and kill him. You'll be in trouble. Okay? You'll be thrown at the back of you'll be thrown inside the bar. And you may spend the rest of your life there. Okay? Or somebody has taken my land. Let me go and kill him. So the police will come after you and they will throw you inside depending on whatever the judge, the magistrates will say. So they will decide on your fate. So what I'm trying to say is, in essence, is that as a devotee, we cannot take laws into our hands. Okay. So on this particular aggression mentioned here, we are not supposed to talk about them regarding our life. Okay. Because when we talk about forgiveness, we talk about little misunderstanding between ourselves day to day. But when it comes to this aggression, it's beyond the scope of taking laws into our hands. We have to report to the immediate authority. Any other comments? Somebody want to say something? regarding the aggression. Yeah, go ahead. Want to speak?
So, just quick question. So if one actually commits this offense, like, you know, poisoning or stealing one's wife or any of these things, then the person retaliates, then there's no reaction. There's no sinful reaction involved. So, I mean, maybe they'll go to jail because they, you know, attack the person or kill the person, but technically there's no sinful reaction involved. Is that
There's
correct?
simple reaction. No. See, according to Atha Shastra, if you want to commit this aggression, when you do that, there's no simple reaction, according to Atha Shastra. Okay. But as a devotee, we don't follow Atha Shastra. Okay. We follow Bhakti Shastra. So in Bhakti Shastra, we are supposed to forgive. And that is what Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, that Arjuna is behaving like a pure devotee. It's a devotee of Krishna. So he's saying, Krishna, even though these people have committed all this aggression, we should just forgive them. Why should we kill them? We just, it's really thinking like a devotee, how a devotee should think. That's what Prabhupada mentioned in the purport like that. So as a devotee, devotees are always forgiving. Even Arjuna is not willing to even kill them, even though they have done all the sins. But there's sinful reaction for those who have done that, surely. So if somebody killed somebody who have taken one's wife, there's no reaction, because according to Atha Shastra, okay,
Shastra,
yeah, but we are not supposed to take laws into our hands.
Thank you for clarifying. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So let's continue. We have how many more to go? Oh, 15 minutes more. Sorry. We are going to finish 8:30. Now I'm very happy that we have 8:30. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go. Yadi apiete nat pashanti lo bupaha tasheta sa kula shaya kritam dosham mitra dohe chapatakam katana geyam asmabi papadasmani vatitum kula shaya kritam dosham prapashya bi dana. Oh, Janadana, although these men, their heart overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends. Why should we, who can see the crime in destroying family, engage in this act of sin? Okay. Purpose. Somebody may read.
Okay. Satriya is not supposed to refuse to battle or gamble when he is so invited by some rival party. Under such an obligation, Arjuna could not refuse to fight because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. In this connection, Arjuna considered that the other party might be blind to the effects of such a challenge. Arjuna, however, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the challenge. Obligation is actually binding when the effect is good, but when the effect is otherwise, then no one can be bound. Considering all these pros and cons, Arjuna decided not to fight.
Thank you. Let's read few more before the time, but the time is really against us. Kula shaye pranashyanti kula dharma sanatana dharme nashte kula krishnam adharmo vibhati auta. Translation. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. Okay. Purport.
Okay, purport. In the system of Varnashram institution, there are many principles of religious tradition to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. The elder members are responsible for such purifying process in the family, beginning from birth to death. But on the death of the elder members, such family traditions or purification may stop, and the remaining younger family members may develop irreligious habits and thereby lose their chance for spiritual salvation. Therefore, For no purpose should the elder members of the family be slain.
Very important. This is one of the major reasons for not fighting. So now let's read some Prabhupada's quotes, then see whether we still have more time to discuss. Who wants to read Prabhupada's quotes?
I can read, Prabhu.
Anybody see? Yeah.
Just how he can be delusioned if Krishna is his constant friend. Arjuna was put into that position by the supreme will of the Lord. Unless, just like in the theatrical stage, both the father and the son, they are playing some part. The father is playing a king and the son is playing another king. Both are inimical, but actually they are playing as such. Similarly, Arjuna is eternal friend of Krishna. He cannot be in delusion. How he can be delusioned if Krishna is his constant friend? But he was supposed to be in delusion, so that he played the part of a conditioned soul, and Krishna explained the whole thing. He played that ordinary person. Therefore, all his questions were just like ordinary men, unless because the teachings of the Gita was lost. That is explained. So Krishna wanted to deliver again the yoga system of Gita. So somebody must ask, just like you are asking, I'm answering. Similarly, Arjuna, although he was not to be supposed in illusion, he placed himself as representative of this conditioned soul, and he inquired so many things. The answers were given by Lord. Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, text 1, Los Angeles, December 2, 1968.
Thank you. Next one. No one? This one is very nice. Who is reading?
No need of studying even the Dharma Shastras. Now, argument may be forwarded that if the simple process, simply by chanting the holy name, one becomes liberated, then why there are so many Shastras? Manu is supposed to be the leader of giving all Shastra. There are 20 kinds of Shastras. Dharma Shastra, Vimsati Dharma Shastra. So what is the necessity of these Dharma Shastras? Actually, there is no need of Dharma Shastra. Krishna also says the same thing. Sarma Dharmam Parityajya. Bhagavad Gita 1866. There are 20 kinds of Dharma Shastras, religious principles, in the Vedic literature, beginning from Manu, Parashara, and other great sages. So here, Sridhar Swami is also putting forward the argument that if simply by chanting the holy name of God, one becomes liberated, then why? What is the necessity of so many 20 kinds of Dharma Shastras?
Okay, continuation, Prabhu.
Huh?
Continuation.
It's continued. So from the conclusion of various Vedic literature, there is no need of studying even the Dharma Shastras. Otherwise, why Krishna? Simply surrender. But people are so rigid and so, I mean to say, doggish, that they do not like to surrender to Krishna. For them only, so many different ways of convincing. Otherwise, the whole purpose is to induce him to surrender to Krishna. Vedaischa sarveham eva vedyam. Krishna says, all these Vedic literatures, they are meant for bending the stubborn atheists to come to this point. Therefore, there are so many ways of otherwise, the ultimate goal is to surrender to Krishna and chant his holy name. Lecture in Gorakhpur, February 17, 1971.
Okay, this is the beginning of where we are now. We read this one, then we call it a day. Okay. Somebody want to read?
Wait.
Can you make it bigger, Prabhu?
It's quite small.
Very small for
Oh, let me read. Then let me read. This word is used here. Kula Dharma Sanatana. The real purpose, because if I make it bigger, then I will not be, it will go beyond this page. Okay. The real purpose of life, especially human life, is meant for reviving our Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan occupation, eternal occupation. By observing the rules and regulations of Varnashram Dharma, 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. That is called Kula Dharma. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. Each one of them must strictly observe the rules and regulations of the particular ashram. Vanashrama Sharvarta Purushena Vishnu Aradhyate. Kula Dharma means if you are a Brahmana, you must observe the regulative principles, the qualitative principle of a Brahmana. If you are in a Kshatriya, then you must also observe the Kshatriya principle. That is the injunction of the Shastra. So this has to be observed. If we want actually deliverance from this material entanglement, if we do not observe them, immediately we become irreligious. Dharme nashte krite krishnam adharma bibhavati iti utaha. Utaha, Arjuna say, it is said, he has learned from the higher authority, uta. It is said, means said by authority. So if a dharma irreligious life is propagated on account of loss of kula dharma, then everything is lost. My dear Krishna, so why shall I kill? Next. So at the present moment, there is no such family life, no consideration of religion, no consideration of religious life. Everything just like animals. Kalo Shudra Sambhava. If not animal, they are all Shudras. Nobody Brahmana, nobody Kshatriya, nobody Vaishya. So it is chaotic condition of the human society. Therefore, it cannot be revived to the original position of a Semitic institution position. It is not possible. Everything is lost. Therefore, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace, one thing, Hare Nama, Hare Nama. Bhagavad Gita 1:37 to 39, London, July 27, 1973. So we read this one next on Monday. So we can see Arjuna already started speaking about destroying the family tradition, Kula Dharma. And Prabhupada is speaking about that. So many quotes. So when you kill the elders in the society, then the tradition is destroyed because the elder, they are the one who preserve the culture. So if they are gone, then there will be nobody to protect the culture of the tradition. Then the women will not be protected. And when the women are not protected, there will be Vanashankara, which we are going to see, unwanted progeny or population. And the whole world will become hellish because the culture will be lost. So the degradation of society, how that starts, we're going to talk about that in detail on Monday. And we're going to do some exercise regarding that also, about where Prabhupada mentioned in the next verse, purport, we're going to see where Prabhupada talk about women less intelligent. Some people, they misquote Prabhupada, they take things out of context and challenge Prabhupada. All these things we're going to clarify on Monday. We're going to really talk deep on this matter on Monday. It's going to be a subject matter we will focus on Monday so that we can really understand these aspects of the scripture. Any comment, contribution that we can call it a day? Unless we have gone 23 minutes more. But there's going to be so very nice exercise on Monday about culture, tradition, women, and everything. Vanashan, Dharma. Shamata, you want to say something? Your mic is on. Okay. Now you off your mic. Dan Chandra Prabhu, Rasaraj Prabhu, Jai Keshava Prabhu, you're still there.
Arrivo. I have a question, Prabhu, about our assignment. Is it just one verse? We're gonna just look for one verse, particular verse about
you want me to
Arjuna
give you
not
the
fighting?
answer? You want me to give you the answer? No. See, all what we have been discussing today in all the verses we have read today, there's a clue to all those reasons for Arjuna not fighting. So you just have to bring them out. Okay, proper mention here. Okay, in this verse is mentioned due to compassion. In this verse is mentioned due to enjoyment. In this verse is mentioned due to family, destruction of the family. So you are the one going to bring out the verse, I'm not the one. So if I start answering you now, I'm start going to tell you the answer. So that is your
Thank you,
work.
Prabhu. Thank you.
That is the assignment. The assignment is that you have to come on Monday and you tell me which particular verse is talking about Arjuna refusing to fight due to compassion. Which particular verse is telling Arjuna is refusing to fight due to enjoyment? Which verse is talking Arjuna refusing to fight due to family destruction? Which verse is telling Arjuna refusing to fight due to which other one is that? Compassion, enjoyment, destruction of the family, indecision, and there's last one. Which one is that one? Sinful reaction.
Sinful reaction.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very good.
Decision is the number 5.
Yeah, thank you. So you are going to put the verse to which one they belong to. I just want to give you that exercise so that during the weekend, at least don't drop the Bhagavad Gita for long. Play with it also, go through it. Chapter 1 is very sweet. Sometimes we think that chapter 1 is very tough. As we are studying it now, does it look tough? Is it not sweet? It's very sweet, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Normally, if you pick it on your own and you are reading it, it's like, oh, this is very difficult. There's no philosophy. But there's so much philosophy there. So that is why when you study with devotees like this, you can churn it, you can enjoy it, you can see the points there. And that is why we are doing it. And then when we get to the real philosophy, oh Krishna, that is like ocean, You just be diving deep and be trying to pick the gems in the ocean, and you go to pick as much as you can pick, and you are going to dive as deep as you can. You have to be a very good swimmer, actually, and diver, So as we are diving deeper into the Bhagavad Gita, you are going to be picking the gems and those things that you are going to be using for your preaching application, for your personal application, academic integrity. So you're going to be sieving them out and be picking them and be keeping them and be jotting them. Make sure that you are jotting them down, because as you are going through this Bhagavad Gita now, it's a rare opportunity for you to go with other devotees. So as we are reading it, take notes. Those notes, you can easily go back to them and we remind you of what we have done. Okay. So let's stop here. Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate for your contribution. Vancha kapata rubiesta, kripa sindubia ivacha, patitana pavanevyo, vaishnavevyo namo namo. Srila Prabhupada K.
Yay.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone.
So I wish you a happy weekend, and make sure you don't leave your Bhagavad Gita for too long during the weekend. Go and do the assignment that will give you connection to your Gita. Please, I don't want to get excuse that Prabhu, I didn't read. Please, only a few verses from 28 to 46. Churn it, bring out those questions, the answer to those questions. Don't forget your Bhagavad Gita. Okay.
And come to class early so we can discuss more.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhu. Now we should come class early.
So we can discuss more.
So that we can discuss more. Rather, Prabhu has been coming so early from beginning. I really appreciate that. So, Prabhu, you are getting 10% mark for coming so early, okay? And anyone who wants to get more marks, you should try to come earlier. You have to come back, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Haribo. Thank you.